So, as you might already know, in all of our stories or plays, there's always going to be the theme of generational trauma, which leads to a lot of absurd and funny content, but at the same time, every comedian is funny because they're masking a lot of deep pain. And also your story, it's so sad and beautiful. You know, actually, when I was a child, I always loved the stories from your childhood. They were always very non-typical, and when you learn them, you realize there's always a price for being a storyteller. I've shared the story so many times, but this time, I'd really love it if you could share it from your perspective. The beginning of this whole journey, of your journey, how you became a storyteller.
My father died when I was 3 years old. And around 4, my mom took me to the cemetery and said, "Your father is now here. He lives here now," to the place that he was buried. And she said, "Talk to him. He really can listen to you and help you." But then she warned me, "You cannot hear him." As a child, I truly believed in this. And I started to talk to him. It was around 3-4 times a year that we would visit his grave, and I was always very excited about it. Unlike other people, cemetery was my sanctuary. That was place of peace, acceptance. It was my father waiting for me there to tell all of my children's stories. When I would visit him, I would tell everything that happened to me. But then I didn't want it to hear boring, because you hear yourself when you talk to others. And I wanted to be entertained as well. Whoever knows me, they know I cannot tolerate boredom. So I started to tell different stories. Some of them were a lie. I would create stories if I would feel that 2-3 months nothing significant happened, and I wanted him to really entertain. I truly believe that he's staying there for all of this time, just waiting for me to come and tell all of my stories. Slowly, it became like really a storytelling journey. Some of the stories I would write down, not to forget. Some of the stories were real, as a repeating, some of them were not. Or exaggerated, especially the funny one. I believed he was laughing so much. I believed that lying there was so boring through the winter and summer and different seasons and rain and shine. But laughter, I always appreciated. So that was it. Around 14, I was learning Judaism, and around age of 14, I found out that spirits are everywhere. They're not stuck at the place they were buried. And even though we were immigrating, my father came with me. He was the only entity that accepted me fully. I talk to him till today, truly believing that he listens to me, and sometimes, believe it or not, helps. At least I believe that he's the one who's asking from God for help for me, and protects me as well. This is how my story began, and
Now that your life is more interesting, I guess you don't have to make up the stories anymore.
since then my life became very adventurous, full of actions. And now I came to the moment of my life I don't need to create stories. I actually have a lot to tell.
I bet he's still very entertained to this day.
I'm sure he's laughing a lot.